So once you get a client or a customer who either, through one of your ads or through a cold call or social media or whatever, and, they reach out or you get a hold of them or whatever, and they say, okay, yeah, we're interested potentially in your service. What's your next step? Like, what are you doing with them there? Because getting a lead is one thing and converting that lead to a customer is, that's a skill set in and of itself. So what are you doing to initiate that process of converting them from a lead to a customer?
Yeah, so basically it's this 5-step process as we talked about. Outreach was step 1. So we've got a lead coming in now. Step 2 is what I call the laundry weigh-in. And it's basically a sales meeting. So the entire goal of step 1, responding to the person's email, answering the phone, or cold outreach, is to try to get a meeting with them so that you can actually, the idea is to give them an accurate estimate on what their costs are, because what the laundry cost is going to be for them. Because oftentimes the question is like, hey, can I get a quote on laundry? I'm a massage therapist. I'm doing all my laundry at home right now, and it's really annoying because I spend an hour and a half every single night. What's it going to cost me to do laundry with you? So usually I ask them a few questions and I say, hey, I'd like to come by and weigh out your laundry and do an assessment so I can give you a more accurate estimate, because it's hard for me to do it otherwise. So generally they got no problem with that. They're like, oh yeah, no worries. So we'll set a time and a date and I'll go and basically assess their laundry. And so I call it a weigh-in. I actually bring a little scale with me and I'll say, okay, so how many days worth of laundry is this? And they'll be like, well, this is about 3 days worth or 2 days worth or whatever. And I'll very, very accurately figure out or by asking them, what is it that we're doing? So they say, okay, well, this is what I use for every single customer. If it's a massage therapist, it's like the headrest cover. I have like a flat sheet, and then I have another sheet, and then I have a blanket on top, or and then a towel, or whatever. So I figure out what the product is that we're going to be washing. I weigh it, and I figure, okay, so how many sets a week? How many customers do you see? And then we can kind of figure out what volume they're doing and what the weight is going to be, so that I can give them a more accurate estimate. So that's the whole purpose of the meeting. You get some face time, and as I said, in my tool that I created, in my Notion tool, I call it Laundry Sales OS, because it's basically like an operating system for doing laundry sales. And it incorporates a whole bunch of different things into it, tools and marketing concepts and everything, but it is distilled into this tool. And so when I go to the laundry weigh-in, I just have my phone and I can enter all this information. I have the questions right in front of me that I need to ask, because I've done enough of these sales calls where I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to ask if they want this or that, or there's always like some detail missing. So now I can just go through and I'm like, okay, this, and then it looks super professional. I give them a paper marketing handout that has, I think it incorporates a whole bunch of awesome marketing concepts in it. It makes them feel at ease. It makes us look professional. And I can tell they like it. And so basically at the end of the sales meeting, once I've had some face-to-face with them and I've kind of gone through what their business is and what they need, and I've got all the details that I need, I'll tell them, listen, I'm going to go home. I've got everything that I need here. I'm going to write up a quick summary of our meeting today. Just take a quick look at that email for me and let me know that everything looks right to you. And then I'll be able to send you a proper estimate. So like, okay, cool.